so you can actually see everything properly. Also, please tell me if the background moves too much. I tried to slow down the animation so it doesn't give anyone any motion sickness. But please tell me I can still reduce it a bit further. And the corpse is down, right. I don't do it for a couple of days and I forget everything. So let's look at the corpse.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Oh my. Oh, okay. Sure, when you put it like that. Oh, I actually wanted to show you guys something. Part of the people... I guess I'll show you both things. Let me just boot it up first. Steam. It's related to Death Stranding, to thank you for headbutt, to fucking Disco. There's too many D's on my... Whoa, don't say that. You didn't hear anything, it's fine. No, it's not Shin-chan that I'm looking at. My wish list is a mess. I wish I could organize my wish list on Steam. Because I wish for many things. Okay. This is 1. And this is 2. And let me go. Okay. So, a part of the people that worked on Disco Elysium will have this going on April next year. This is called Summer Eternal. They have a manifesto out. The narrator, some of the some of the writers are in this group because Zaum split in many different groups. This is one of them. They have a manifesto out. And the most interesting part of this, besides the manifesto looks very cool. This is the whole manifesto. There's also a pamphlet if you prefer to read it on a pamphlet mode. It has a white mode. So these are the people that are on Summer Eternal. But the most fun part of this group, I guess, is that most of the studio is gonna be owned by the creatives and the workers and the players. So 20% of the shares are going to be owned by anyone that wants to own them. So technically you can have a say on stuff. But I believe it's gonna be established on April 1st. And I don't know if this is a joke or if it's actually gonna be established on April 1st. Okay, so this is one group. They don't have any like titles announced yet. But the other group has this one, Night Shift. It doesn't have a release date yet. Thank you. Sorry. There was a delay on my end. And it looks like this. That's a big ass bed. That's how I want to live. And it looks like this. It looks very Disco Elysium as well. But it has a mechanics that relate to your body, I think. So this one also looks very cool. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that there's these two branches in the tree, I guess. This one is gonna be a cyberpunky moment. But back to the game. Back to the corpse.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
Alright, I can play with the controller. Do I want to play with the controller? No, I don't think so. What exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Kim, my memory isn't remembering. Just like usual, you know?
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Why don't you know? What use are you?
You must have me confused with the Copperpedia.
Who is the Copperpedia? I think I need to talk to him.
You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, I'll take it like a man.
And hygienically,
Yes.
I suggest I handle the physical part of the autopsy and you take notes.
You just feel this, right?
That's right.
Alright.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials HDB.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57 0803 .0815. Next.
Name.
Next.
Date of
NA.
birth. Age.
Roughly 50.
dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Approximately 42.
He nods.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it
The
down.
pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex. None.
Fucky fucky!
Thank you, Kunoes. Thank you. Thank you for your insight and input as always.
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right, fucky fucky.
Naively, the lieutenant does not double-check your notes.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
Oh, Kim is religious.
somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
I'm sorry, Kunoes.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Listen, Antir, if he didn't say anything, if it's because he needed it, it's fine. It's fine, Antir. He didn't say it was so much. Oh no, someone is gonna have a very grumpy cat for a couple of weeks, I see.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
So you can't be over a 180 if you're above 42? Is it the age you start shrinking?
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Stroke his hair.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head.
Keep petting him.
More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape.
Write it down.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested.
Mine
Contusions
too,
are present
bestie.
on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
By the way, is everything legible? I hope so. I think I also have the settings so that text is a little bit bigger, so...
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Fucking max, mate! It was fucking max, I can't attest to that.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
You're right, Kuno.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Meant for high velocity.
Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Kim, I just lost my memory from drinking too much and you want me to do a precision job? I can't even do it and I don't drink.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
I hope so, Kuno.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yes, I'm Kuno's pig, I agree.
You are? This pig is Kuno's.
I like that upped my ability to get to, you know, I just need Kuno. I just need Kuno.
You jam
Fuck!
the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then
Fuckity fuck.
the lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Rotate some more.
A really, really bad smell is coming from there now.
Eee.
Some kind of cracking sound.
Enough.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggoty. Corpse fucking time.
Oh, Kuno, no. Kuno is no. Don't do that.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
Thank you, Kuno. Thank you.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
Okay, Kim, you can handle
He
it.
sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision. Yes, that's much better form than you had.
Shut the fuck up, physical instrument. We had 72% and you failed.
Snap.
And we had
Knot is
Kuno's
slashed.
blessing and
Another
you
cut,
failed.
And the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the...
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
Wrecked.
No, it's gonna happen. See.
I fucking knew it.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Write it down and move on.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Okay. I have a legitimate question. Everyone is asymmetrical, right? Right? Or is it just me that I'm very asymmetrical? Like, this isn't an observation you should be having. Like, everyone is asymmetrical. Right?
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
Good.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Good.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Last item, hands.
I'll pick up the other hand.
The hand is surprisingly heavy to lift, filled with decay liquids. Feels as though it could explode if squeezed harder. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
You know when something smells so bad that your eyes start burning? I hate that.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
It's fucking wrecked, mate.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises with it in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
Alright, NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, a rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
That's not where you jack people off, Kunoets. Even I know that.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
How romantic.
No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Look deeper.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness. Mute silence as always.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA.
Oh, that's the liver, right?
Ah. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
That's it?
That's it.
NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
I do. The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
It's empty.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
I'll keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What about the injuries we inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
This is a team effort.
You mean the incision on the thorax from a chain cutter? That was not a team effort, and I wouldn't mention it. Muddies the water.
I agree, the waters are muddy enough.
See? These pigs are fucking
I'm
corrupt.
so fucking corrupt. They didn't even give me anything, but I am corrupt. Apparently.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Kunoes. Are you gonna be my case study this run?
Now, injuries.
Sleep well, Antir. Don't think of corpses.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And
Oh.
your opinion, officer?
Fatal injury. The bird killed him. I believe it.
Fatal injury by seagulls?
No, it was by crows. As we all know, the crows are the murderer. This man was murdered by seagulls.
No, he was not murdered by seagulls.
Okay, not a fatal injury then.
Yes, it's...
Non-fatal post-mortem.
That's right. What's next?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Yeah.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Write it down.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Fatal injury.
No, it's not.
Fucking fail as shit, Sailman!
Bitch saying your injuries weren't fatal, Kuno. You gonna let it
I'm
slide?
gonna get Kuno arrested for the murder.
I do what I want, see? Learn it.
I'll put it down as fatal.
Don't.
Okay, non-fatal. God dang it.
Right. Next?
Ligature mark. What's the 4th injury for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Why do you say that? Is it the seagull murder again, or are you serious?
I'm serious. I don't think this injury killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Why aren't his ensign?
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty. At least for the
Listen, I
time being.
can't just mess around. I also gotta do a little thinking.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
How did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
I'm not drinking.
I need a copy of that autopsy
I don't need to
form.
drink to be
Then I will
funny.
drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Okay, let's try Inland Empire.
The lips
And
of
I
the
fail.
corpse are swollen preposterously. They are also silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
You know, you just gotta say stuff sometimes.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
You know what? Let's try it.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
He doesn't have pants.
You pull down his breeches. Marbling is present around the crotch. The penis has shrunk, crawling halfway back inside him. There is nothing mysterious or noteworthy here.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
There's something with no...
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
I'm gonna ask Kuno right away.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
Okay.
This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Okay, I'll not ask Kuno. I don't want him to completely hate me. I couldn't take that. Okay. Some savoir-faire, maybe. And some vue les champs. Oui, oui, très bien. I don't want to talk to Evracht. Let's talk to Garta then. Oh, everyone is here. Can I sing my little song?
Can I help you?
I seem to be near a fridge.
Yes, yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
I mean, if that's what you need.
Correct him.
How did you know? A very important dead body.
I don't care. You're not putting a dead body into my fridge.
Why?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too? No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
It already is, Garta.
Let's go talk to the Frit clerk.
Bye. Gosh, thank you, Garta. I'm just a little goat. I'm just a little hairy. Hairy. Oh, do I have fund?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
No.
Okay, I've done my tear.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Do you have a fridge?
Mm-hmm. Right behind you.
I need to store a corpse there.
You're joking, right?
No, I need to store the corpse in the fridge.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
Pity, it would have been so beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does Fritta have a warehouse in the back of the whirling in rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Give me something to work here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Okay.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
Blow the whole thing on speed and gin right now.
Calm
Speed
down.
And gin. Great combo. Ask some local dealers, maybe.
The only speed I need is some cars. Beep beep. That was my very good car impression. I hope everyone liked it. So, I go to the library, right? Oh, Renea's already gone home. Oh. Thank you for a hat, Pat. Not the library, the... Bitch. I can't believe the time passes. Can I just steal the books and sell them? Okay, I'll try and see if the gay people are here. They should be. A little cormorant. A little boat. The gay people are over there. Let me check here first. Cape Side Apartments. Goede Slankies Lane. Kiki Lane. Roundabout north. Ah, there's my favorite character.
Up here, Piggo.
The streets will flow red once more. A great
She's my
torrent
favorite character.
rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not...
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know?
Date of birth, blood type. Last time I was tested for Hep C. Let's start with your blood type.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Accosting? I was just asking her blood type.
Listen to your partner, pigman. Keep your grubby hooves off little old ladies.
Little old ladies, that's me. Do you know anything about the murder?
I ain't no snitch.
Me neither.
Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us
Actually,
in
there could be
an
more
informative
squeakers.
manner.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
Do you guys think that Cindy and Kuno are like siblings secretly? What are you doing?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
So you don't know what to write?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a
Graffito.
blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here.
Mona was here was wicked. I'm just...
Rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
better start moaning.
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional
You're
trash
so
can
right,
fire
Cindy.
to break up the
This is why
tedium.
you're my favorite character.
I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. Yeah?
I love public art.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
I'm looking off to the side. What are you looking
the
at?
lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your
Oh,
eccentricisms.
her.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girl.
This is why she's my favorite character. I didn't come here on my first day. This is all new for me. I didn't do anything in my first day. Now that I'm running through all this.
The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
You're so right, Cindy.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her out
Wacky.
is our best bet.
I'll get a bit wacky.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her.
I love her. Cindy. Catch you later.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Thank you, Cindy. I feel more safe now. Ooh, jacket. I feel a lot safer already, Cindy. Ooh. That's some healing. For my psyche, which is also important. Do you have a fridge?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What does the L stand for? Loser?
Phaeton, my maiden name.
RCM.
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police.
I gave us away.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
Don't shake her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting.
You're on a
I wish you
boat.
Why, yes, I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is
Wow.
called Coeur d'Alete, 19, because that's the type
Coeur
of slip it is.
d'Alete. That just means it's white. Who the fuck named this? Coeur d'Alete means milk's color. Therefore, white. Okay, but what kind of boat it is?
It's a pleasure craft. a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
You have a license?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles.
Ooh, porcelain teeth? What if it breaks?
Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
Still need to see the license, ma'am.
Actually, you don't.
Pretty sure I do, I police.
It is a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license.
So we can't pull over random civilians and demand their papers? That's weak.
Unless it's their passport. No. Do you want to ask for the lady's passport?
Yes.
Of course.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seigent. The Republic of Vespa, formerly the Republic of Vespa Messina, was once a dual kingdom. An amicable parting of ways produced 2 constitutional monarchies. Vespa, the richer of the 2, is an occidental nation known for its proximity to the Pale and its exotic financial derivatives.
Anything else?
It is a stable country, and yet there has always been something ominous about its perfect stability. It's a place at the edge
Switzerland?
of the Isola, overlooking the Ubisunt Isles, fracturing into the great unrest of the Pale. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you, face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier.
Your name is Rejoice.
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Your
Joyce
parents were
is much more efficient.
hippies? You're from Vesper.
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when traveling.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Not a lot of people on boats, are
Of
there?
course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
I thought you were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
See anyone on a boat?
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Now you have. Congratulations.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands. Good.
Can you see the
That's the
tattoos?
man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the
Better not
tattoos.
tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
You seem rich. Can I have some money?
Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
Why not?
Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice fabrics.
Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat,
Can I snap her throat?
while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities.
So, dull orange pearls hang from her ear lobsters, according to my brain. Because, you know, orange, red lobsters. Congratulations on your ear lobsters, ma'am. Because that's what I read. I read ear lobsters.
These are the kind eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I'm not ashamed to leak these leech for some, though.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. What we do, I'm afraid
What do you do?
I don't. The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain. Son-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Why, thank you. I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
What exactly is a billion?
It's a number, officer. A big one.
What's it made of?
It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands.
And this is why I don't understand numbers. It was when numbers started getting big, I stopped being able to do maths. This is a legitimate question in my little brain. Because I can't comprehend visually what's in the paper. That's it?
And to think, there are years when the group books losses in the billions. Walpines employs 72,000 people, all of whom have families that depend on their salaries. It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where do you get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lormentang on behalf of the suzerain.
Colonialism.
Centuries of care, deliberation and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
The workers do.
We built this district. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas, Meteor and
Yeah, it's
Mosaic.
all rigged.
Even some of the old street
You didn't
lamps have been
upkeep
put back
it.
thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. a company getaway.
But now you
For a
don't.
weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about the trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
And I'm gonna just, how do I repeal it?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What happened to Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it?
Go kill himself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Cool.
Yes. Extremely. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
That's a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker, a member of the board. It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
I agree.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
No, those two also should have to sign. Long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
How does that... Oh, call me tomorrow? Mañana as in tomorrow? Mañana means morning. Call me in the morning? But if you're being called in the morning, it's because you're up in the morning. And if you're up in the morning, aren't you a hard worker?
This checks out.
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Hasta mañana.
If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Have you seen him? Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
A socialist mob.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
She was killed.
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? You have?
Finally, time to choose sides.
I didn't like it.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like
Verm?
discussing something...
It's the same word in Portuguese. Verm.
How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be... gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, Don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment.
Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but...
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Do I roll? Fuck it, we roll.
Feelings will guide
I
the way.
can't get a single roll, no matter. Ah.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you once...
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts,
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify the Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. Or you can find...
Detective, a word.
Yes, Kimmy?
We should think about calling it today, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be...
No, I have to finish
You're
talking.
back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Speed?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Why is the company looking into this instead of it like being the police or something?
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge. thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol.
A cold breath rushes in from the bay, making its way down the alleyways and potholed streets. From Martinez to Jamrock, in the traffic you hear the clinking of glass vials, concealed beneath tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold?
A lot of it. It comes in from large Samaran factories in South Safre, Sigai, and Sinyao. The literage they must get from this terminal alone must be oceanic.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wandered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but how do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. The two might even be connected.
Or not. Though, if you have evidence to the contrary, I'm eager to hear it.
As eager as I am to share it, yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least
Where did
3
she pull
lorry
the tea
drivers
from?
lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. This... reality. No, but please. Yes. The episode.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well.
We may be here a while then.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. Yes, we're on a...
I'm gonna skip this because I think everyone already knows this that's here.
The blue immensity.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a...
It is clear this pebble is of and to humanity at large.
I would be happy to. We're in Martinez. Martinez, you would be Revachol. The great kind, history detective. They built this city to the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from in the DeLorean century. 300. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. By that I mean, we are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain. I think it's fair to say so. 22 kilometers from the center of the world.
Silence. The water. The light. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiate.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
Can also get Hobo Cop. Huh. Can I forget this? I'll internalize this one. For now.
This is one thought you need to complete.
Was there something else you wanted to know?
This has been informative. Might I suggest not asking them all right now?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
Except when you go away.
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's the surgery.
That seems unlikely.
What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat. She stares at you, head tilted to the side.
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born for the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
The revolution. It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle. Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, and the anarchists too. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
This does not represent the...
Don't worry. Klaus Mazov shot 15 million people in the head. But that was all the way over in Grad. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad. About head shooting, the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything. They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended.
We. She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-le-Clay. The armed center of the world. The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. At least not in the same manner and volume as...
The rulers of Revachol.
This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with...
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
For a moment there was
a
hope.
devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your life, the turn of the century revolution. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particular
Sounds like something out of
disease, which the authorities in Grad
Vampire the Masquerade.
Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government. From Revachol and Grad, not far, the world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. Why? You and I, officer. A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course. The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-Islary communication. 43 years. The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled. The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world. No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a welcome to reality, baby.
I leveled up.
Good question. What would you have done differently? And I asked.
Here's some wisdom, lady. Say the death thing.
I would have looked for a medical solution. I would have made off. Sure, none of these are particularly fun.
Reaching its tendrils up your neck, toward the...
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds.
Yeah, it's
and how would
called...
you stop a prion? A complex folding protein, unlife, with a technology 50 years ago.
What do I want to get, though? I'll look at it later. Okay, fuck. With some... Oh, this... Ronnie, think funny. This is a funny playthrough. Don't think Ronnie. Think funny. Maybe that's impossible.
The wind stops, and for a moment, there's silence. The charge dissipates into the dark water. All is quiet.
Always.
Always. That's the
Opinions
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable. They are what they are. Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. I am an ultra.
Oof.
She raises the corner of her mouth.
Fucking A.
smirking, revealing a canine. It's sharp.
Dios mío, a liberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a
As
ship
someone who was
and
sharp
betrayed the revolution.
canines, I don't claim her.
My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real...
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I don't care.
A fitting punishment. To be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on Ozon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government,
While a gentle wind sweeps the street.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the
Take
coalition.
care.
Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it. Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Ah. This is the Pier or Two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once...
Splat, splat.
wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a... Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the... She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own... I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the soup.
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby. Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, the new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary revival. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
I'm straight edge. Kinda.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia, and B-sides. But the time to explore this is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Of course, Detective.
Okay. You wanna go, Kim?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is long. You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, what I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate.
Yeah, that was my plan anyway,
We do
Kim.
not share the outcome of this investigation with her.
That was the plan anyway, Kim. Kimmy, don't you know me? I'd rather die than give her stuff.
A sturdy metal door guards the door rattles against your... The door rattles again.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not your... Doesn't matter who I am. The police? Everyone... No. I'll go check the backyard door.
Backyard door.
Madame, I assure you.
There is no reply.
Should I go to sleep?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment.
No, I want to do this one. It's important for me that I do that one. Oh, I can kick Kuno S in the ass now.
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Apparently,
Yeah.
she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pig's come to take me out.
If anything, you're afraid she'll take you out one day.
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig.
Aw, man.
Trying to sneak...
Oh, I got a beanie. And there's the person I want to speak to.
There must be another way into the building.
Hello? Good
You
night.
see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for...
Not looking for any trouble, officer. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
It's the god of cigarettes and youth. Ask him if he's got anything to spare. Don't let him go. This could be your witness.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinet's standards.
What were you doing last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Did you?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What?
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How he doesn't reply. Someone hides behind a curtain. Those windows have...
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
Yeah, you're Martin Martinez now.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Let's fail another check.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your
Please don't leave me.
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go.
Ah, there it goes.
Good luck with the investigation.
I really like him too. He's cool. I haven't succeeded a single check today. Amazing.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. There has to be a witness.
Can I go here? No, I cannot. So back to back to the whirling. Wait. Can I talk to you about the vracht?
Hello again, officer. Down? Do you mean... Oh, I'm a Nighthawk. What can I say?
Okay, let's go. Gachte! Let me sleep! Please. Thank you.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
I haven't drunk!
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Can I try the door?
You see a heavy steel door. The door does not.
Okay. Okay, I have a point. I'm gonna put it in Inland Empire because it's my favorite. Oh, no, 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 Kim, I'm not gonna sell your stuff. That... I'll sleep on the cold, my man.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
You
a
can sleep
radio
in the
microphone,
car.
I have something here.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
All right. Ready? I turn.
The dashboard lights up. The lights unfold with a little...
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
Okay.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp.
There she is. Rêve Chalouette.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens. No, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM. And yet, the major arteries of Revish. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the... in the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime. Two men.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. Oh, yes.
All of them worse than here. There are many of them, and they are divided into three. The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all... There are so many. It's the last row has 3 perforations. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer.
Son, here is where we score your life performance.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do? Yes, that does seem quite likely. Your youth. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone.
I told you I was a
who's been on the force for
superstar,
nearly
Cap.
2 decades. Usually, call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Right. Those are your
I'll trade for the
confirmed
boots, yeah.
kills. You've got precisely...
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
Definitely not.
That's right.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 40, there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get... Anything's better than annihilating yourself with drugs.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
I'm 10 communist. God, I still have boring points and sorry cop points. This is supposed to be the crazy playthrough. Gosh dirtly darn it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
I have something.
Transport enclosure, the cage at the back of the...
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop. There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels... A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than... I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back. No, that would be silly.
He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. The spinners shine so bright they reflect on the lieutenant's glasses.
I can't do this.
All right, let's not take them now. Then come back once we realize we have to. Have this conversation again, and then take them.
As you tap on the gauge.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing.
The frequency tap, the soft purr.
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Received.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
What?
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Was it because of Garte?
No, why would you even think that?
He told me he asked you out.
Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business. I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. Okay? I didn't want...
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
No.
You do? What else? Yeah, go on. Please. No. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and...
Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to know?
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Just another Friday evening.
People tried to back away from you, or even slip out of the door. But you screamed, I am the goddamned law, and you have to listen to me.
Yes, but what happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can... It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it. I am sorry about that. Anything else, detective?
Oh, God.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No. She
Not
doesn't
a
have a problem
single...
with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some
It's
other guy.
Garte.
You know women and their constant problems. Yeah, that's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love. Matchmake what misogyny? I'm just telling things the way they are. Can't a man be honest in his own head anymore?
No.
You have to act, Lieutenant Love. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Please, just stay out of my life.
What? What is it?
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The
Oh
love
my
quest
god.
is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to God now.
Oh my god! Oh no! I gotta get guard to girlfriend? Oh no! I leveled up from that! You know, I'm gonna put a... I'm gonna get... I'm gonna get God. I'm gonna get, physical instrument. Let's go.
Sure, officer. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-isolated...
No. And I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning.
Hey,
Anything else?
Tingle.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5.
The man uses relay.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your... 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-4, I hear you.
Is it him? What does he want?
He says he needs money.
Don't give that asshole anything.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says he's in trouble. Doesn't have a place to sleep.
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before sundown then.
Vigmar said...
I don't wanna be here. I wanna go home. Come and get me.
He said...
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over.
Please, I don't wanna be here.
He terminated the connection. I guess he was in a hurry.
Please help me. I'm scared. I can't fuck. I know it's not supposed to be read like that, but it's funnier if I read it like that. Oh my god.
The radio falls silent and...
What was that? It's okay, detective.
Have you ever seen a man having a panic attack?
We should get on with our tasks. Work always helps me center myself. Now, anything else you need from my vehicle, or...?
You know, I can just sleep in the room. Garte is not gonna come in and take me away. Take me away. Good night, Kim.
The door is closed. Still no answer. Still, the lieutenant gives... You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in
Oh,
your...
right, this is her door, not Kim's.
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm sorry,
Focus on
Kim.
other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
Your heart beats twice like a fist. The serotonin deficiency makes your teeth clench. The lieutenant glances at his electronic wrist. A moment passes.
Oof.
The lieutenant glances.
Okay, that was rough. Good night, Kim. I have the key. Right? I have the key. Wow, game. Do I gotta sell Kim's shit? Can I just wander around outside? Go to sleep,
Yes?
Kim.
Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
That must be very nice. My brain is like Harry's, honestly.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook.
I do have multiple voices in my head
a few pages.
at all times. Yeah.
We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Thank you. I know I'm special. Oh, okay. Again?
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but
Come on, Kimmy.
something is paralyzed. It's like you're locked down.
Oh, I'm locked in. Let's go.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his.
Ah, Kim.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal ear yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geography.
Seoul is a protectionist. Isolation.
You're barking at the wrong tree. But good. Let's...
Oh, the music is getting louder. I'm just gonna sleep here. It's fine.
The worn and beat.
We can...
You can revisit the bench.
Kim, go to sleep. I can't. I'm fine. Don't worry. I've slept outside multiple times. Don't worry about it. I know where to find somewhere to sleep if I really need to.
The woman still has her eyes.
If you want her attention.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buendero. Until you came along, that is. Someone was. This is Gabriel Buendero.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all his lines. They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this. I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Diamonds? Of course not. But whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo. If you know what...
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Of course it does. What did you expect? Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
The boyadero, boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain. Of course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Magritte, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down. So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him. The most beautiful. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
She's just a distracted old woman.
So he doesn't think she's a smuggler.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
I like her.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will. Lomonosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she stares inward.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly. You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare. Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
Then what were you getting at? Your ma, Lowman, what of it?
Your ma? That's the weirdest way I've seen mine said. It says mine, by the way. Your mom.
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramirizat to Grat, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramirizat to Grat, Lowman? It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
I would never make fun of a real lawman, Sheriff.
Sheriff. Yeah. Not in Portuguese. Is Spanish.
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Diamonds are good for you, lawman. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen, or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Okay. Oh, I missed this. Oh, shirt. What does this do? A physical instrument. Oh, I didn't get that in my first playthrough. Okay. Oh, stuff here. Are they still protesting over here?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see the driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep. Large a book with ragged edges catches your notice.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why is it so hard? I guess because they don't know what it means. It's always funny try to listen to someone say João. João? It's always very funny. Okay. I was trying to finish this day, but I don't want to pay. I don't want to go to school. Can I steal stuff? Now that they aren't here? No. I don't want Kim to have to pay for me. Ah, let's do it. It's okay, I didn't do it in my first playthrough, so...
I have something here with...
Transporting the cage.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take
Thanks.
them to the...
I appreciate your help.
As you take.
Thanks, Kim. I love you, Kim. Sorry I'm a mess, Kim. I was a lot better in my first playthrough, Kim. I'm sorry.
Greetings on this fine night. What the pawn shop is always open.
Please! One check today. One check.
Feeling warm.
One check today!
While the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects. And it makes your eyes turn yellow.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to
Chernobyl.
help the fire brigades contain the spill.
There are many.
I lived by
There
the
are
river
actually
since I was a
many
small
radioactive
boy.
incidents in the world that we don't really talk
Didn't have
about.
the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened. And why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment. And early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
Further away.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinner.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter.
No one was defrauded or jumped.
Of course. I meant no offense.
Thank you. Here's the 100 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Oh, no. I don't. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism.
I read astigmatism.
That's all I know.
Oh boy.
Sell me something.
Today is not a reading day for me, it seems.
Another time, perhaps.
First it was lobsters, now it's astigmatism. What will it be next? Well, where will it stop? Nobody knows. Alright, Kimmy, I'll get you go to sleep so I can go steal some boots. Yes? I hope so, at least. Hey, Garta. Good evening.
Can I help you?
About that money.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money. Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room.
Ah, there's an
lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him. Life doesn't have a back button. Now get off your ass and speak the truth.
No!
The whore.
That's not what I don't.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel. God, does it mean you talked to her?
What else do you need? The man leans his hands on the counter.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with the broken wing on the morning she left. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my ass.
Wait, what?
Or you broke the bird. It can also be that. I think Sylvie, yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
No, it was her. She's off to ride that carousel you told me about. Cock carousel. I have to ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another situation fixed by Dr. Love.
I don't think I fixed it. I think that was the opposite of fixing, actually. I leveled up. Yay. Some perception, I guess. I will not drink that. Okay. Kimmy, go to bed. Kimmy, go to bed. Kimmy. Go to bed, Kimmy.
This is the
Good night.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit, below.
Yes. It's been a long and eventful. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed the field autopsy. I still feel like we're missing something, but we performed the thorough. Now, as for interviews, my list of people to talk to here in Martinez, I mean. Very important indeed. Well, he wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. You gotta stand up, Precinct 41.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't know why I do things I do, Kimmy.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like
Thank
green.
you.
Goes with the orange. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. Yes, although indirectly. Officers of the RCM, we can arrest people, of course, but rather than you can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have few. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry on, you have to supply compelling evidence for why not a good position to be in. But we don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government. The coalition government. And the RCM was formed by the coalition. Or
I'm
perhaps
skipping
it is
this
better to
because-
say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol
I already know all this in detail.
Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They're a union of center-left. What do they believe in? They are Dolores. Interesting question. It's
something kind, something even a little feminine. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the earth.
A historic figure? The author of the modern age?
For you,
the moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on fact. Do you?
This is the only thing that I don't like about Kim. I guess because he doesn't know me, it's fair. And I guess that's just a smart thing to be, but I'm not smart, so I don't like when people don't have opinions and stuff. It's funny because when I started watching Twitch and stuff, the person that I watched the most, their whole shebang was that keep your opinions to yourselves. But nah, I like to know opinions. I like to know where people stand. Not just legitimately out of curiosity in most cases, but I like to know where people stand.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the new Illador, Martinez. For many of these people,
the lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses, the dying lights of the city.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the
I
union,
forgot
to
the
company,
body.
not daring to come here more.
It's fine.
This place has fallen between the... We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Me too. But I wouldn't...
He is very tired. But the dark...
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Good night, Kimmy. Hee hee! It's boots time before I go. I know I'm over timing, but it's boots. Gotta get the boots. I'm sorry, Kim. Kuno, go to bed.
You missed it.
He fucked the...
By the way, Kipt is a racial slur.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. I...
Shoot that shit at Kuno, Pigonaut.
I need a fridge.
For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge. Perfect for freezing. Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment? Kuno's got everything Kuno...
You can't buy Kuno, pig.
Kuno's clock's not doing...
Don't believe him, Kuno. He just wants to use your fridge.
Wasn't going to.
You can't turn Kuno...
Kuno doesn't...
Okay. I'm gonna do this.
Fuck does Kuno care? For the fuck imp. Good thing Kuno knows all... Bacon Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the
Please.
Kuno? What's the return on Kuno?
Kuno's a poor kid from a poor neighborhood. Say your job is on the line. He'll sympathize. No, it's not weakness. It's sincere. Do not confuse sincerity with weakness. Say it. Trust me.
The fuck are you doing right now?
Don't pay attention to him. Just keep...
Kuno's never seen anything so lame. Listen.
You just haven't done it long enough. The Golden Mouth man is a liar. He can't be trusted, sire. He only
There it is, drama. I put so many points in drama and I barely get any drama.
It's the face blob who's trying to humiliate you. Why does he speak like that? Why can't he speak like a normal person?
Oh my god, I'm...
See that shit? Now, how about you...
He just has no heart and no sympathy for the cause. It's not your fault.
Okay, so I'll... Okay, this is... I'm safe scumming, yeah. It's fine. It's fine, I'll just steal the boots like a normal
the man
person.
is decomposing visibly now. Every
Watch me fail.
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west. The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do. Fuck it hard. Go-po-po the clown.
Holy Christ!
He means force. It'll work.
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer.
Takes one to know one.
Go ahead. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead. Because you're a copperoonie.
Yeah.
Look at all of them go. Do you want more? Coming right up.
What? Is my name Rooney? No.
This is getting up.
Maybe I should be Rooney instead of Ronnie. Because it's more moony, right?
Fuck no.
I do strike myself as a Rooney.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Probably. Who knows? Am I right?
Because you have loved it, me and Provocopo. It was love all along. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
For the boots?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't have anything else to do.
I am all you have. Then you truly lost it all, brother. Let the world drag it all away from you. And what it left, you pissed away. Do I remind you of someone?
Me.
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure I got out of that one? Coppolini. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my... Shoot, Looney. Come back late.
Okay, can I take the
man
boots?
is decomposing.
Okay, all these and I didn't get the boots. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I totally meant to do that, actually. I totally meant to do that. You know, at least I have enough for the bedroom tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow. Kimmy, sleep well, Kimmy. My room still looks like shite. Time to sleep.
The bed is cold and not...
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night.
Time to crawl
the
in
sheets
bed.
feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep.
And then
sleep doesn't come.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
It's
A
rollover.
little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
No more
Your
thoughts.
breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
And images will form next time, which is not this time. Thank you so much everyone for being here. Thank you so much for watching.